Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishi Sarvada. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Sadguru Bhyo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 6th of March 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Paramatma residing in the heart of every single being. We're continuing to examine the fundamental concepts and ideas that are presented in Advait Vedanta. Advait Vedanta is non-dual realization. It is realization that the Atma and the Brahman are one. They are the same substance, the same tattva, the same reality, that there is no difference between them at all. This is called Advaita. Advaita means non-dual. There's no two, there is only one. Now, to reach this realization of the Atma and to live in that consciousness, that Brahmic consciousness, that Brahmic consciousness means infinite consciousness without any boundary. To live in that, to open that reality, the Sanatana Dharma exists for that purpose from thousands of years back. Amazing number of scriptures have come. Great acharyas and teachers have come. The greatness is this much. The greatness is that there is the one infinite, unending joy, unending truth, unending consciousness that we are all part of. And not only are we part of that, we are that. That is even a much further leap. It's one thing to say that we are part of that consciousness. It's even a greater realization to say we are that. Tat Tvam Asi. Thou art that. This is the Mahavakya, one of the 6 Mahavakya. You are that. Well, in this great realization of Tattvamasi, the experiences that we are going through with this body, the Sharirika experiences, they are going to continue, but they are all within that same realm of Brahman, of infinite consciousness. There's not a single experience or activity of the mind, body, senses that is performed in a divisive state. This is the difference. So, for example, right now, Sachin is speaking to some people online, some devotees online, speaking to the world community as time goes on. But again, the notion that I am speaking to you, this has a relative truth. But Advaita Vedanta would say that's not actually the case. There is no I speaking to you. There is only the act of the words being formed, the act of the words being formed, the thoughts being formed, the ideas being formed, all of that is occurring in the present right now is only Brahman. It is Maya plus Brahman. Maya, Shakti, Abhed. It is Shakti, that is the dynamic power of Brahman, that is manifesting itself. The same Brahmic reality is manifesting as these words, as this body, as this head, as this tilak, as these hands, as this recorder, as this computer, as whatever names and forms. The same, the one is only there. It is called, in the modern language, in the modern research done in Ramakrishna Mission, that is called the Vijnana Vedanta by Swami Medhananji. He has written a fantastic book on this and he's done a lot of research on this. His point is that Ramakrishna Paramahansa's Tattvagnan is called Vijnana Vedanta. So how does that differ from Advaita Vedanta? It differs in one sense that the Advaita considers that the entire world of Prakriti is an illusion. It doesn't actually exist. Whereas Ramakrishna Paramahansa didn't really say it's an illusion. It's there, it's real, but it's made of the same substance. So it is still Advaita, but it is not an illusion. It is real. So that sounds more like Kashmiri Shaivism. That sounds more like Vishishtadvaita. So yes, you can look at it in any way. It doesn't matter. The truth is only one. The fact of the matter is that when activity is going on, that activity is only Brahman, but there is also what is called Agnan or Avidya. Avidya or Agnan is the lack of the realization that the one is doing everything. That's the lack of realization. I feel I'm doing something. Ahankar. Remember we talked about this last couple of days back. I am doing something. I am something. Me and you and this and that. This sense of division is avidya. But when the sense of division vanishes, even though the plurality exists, that is jnana. So the activity of the body, the senses, the three avasthas continues. As I mentioned before, the only time it doesn't continue is in nirvikalpa samadhi, or when the yogi leaves the body. As long as there's a body, there is the brain that is active, there is the mind, the senses, as long as they're active, there is Jagrat Avastha, waking state. If a person is dead, then there's no Avastha at that point. The Jivatma is somewhere else or something else is there. Whatever that is, that's a different subject. But the point is that Avasthas are there in our life. Avastha means state of existence. And it's not theoretical, it's not some scriptural thing. It's life only. So we are right now in Jagrut Avastha, waking state. But who is it that is experiencing the waking state? That is Atma. Who is it or what is it that is giving the experience, that is creating the experience for the Jivatma? That is Paramatma. Bhagavan is existing within the Jivatma, within the Atma Tattva, as the essence of the Atma. Bhagavan hai kya? Atma mein hi hai. As the essence of the Atma. Yasya Atma Shariram, Yasyaksharam Shariram. वेदों में ये दो बात लिखी है, Upanishad में ही है actually. That the Atma Tattva, the Atman, that we use this word Atman, that's our actual self. Not this body, not this mind, not this Indriyas, Antakaran, कुछ ये हमारा स्वरूप नहीं है वो. हमारा स्वरूप कुछ अलग है इससे. It's different from this mind, body, brain, Indriya, senses, world outside. It's different from all of that completely. And it is the witness, the knower, the drashta, the watcher. That is the Atma. And that Atma Tattva is seeing this body, is experiencing this body through Agnan as if it is me. And then that same Atma is called Jivatma. And then it goes lifetime to lifetime. It doesn't actually get born. Remember this. For example, when a baby is born, we say, oh, baby is born. Body has been created around the Jivatma. There is no birth for the Atma. There is no death for the Atma. There is nobody born or dead at all. Kabhi ye totally false baat hai. Ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. When a child is conceived, when the sperm and the egg, the one cell is conceived, that is the formation of the body around the Atma Tattva. The Atma Tattva isn't going anywhere. There's no coming or going or anything like that. Generally we feel that some Jivatma has left the body. That's also not true. It's totally false. Nobody leaves the body or anything. Body goes away, not the Jivatma doesn't leave the body. That's another false idea. The world goes away. Not the Jivatma is Achalam, Dhruvam. It is Shivam. It is the one consciousness. It is not going anywhere. There's no coming and going. Coming and going and birth and death and all of this. This is a play of Prakriti that is a projection around the Atma. It's not going anywhere. For example, as I mentioned before, I'm sitting in this chair, I get up and I walk 1 mile from where I am, or walk 100 feet and come back and sit in the chair. Did the Atma go from this point to that point? No, not at all. Absolutely not. The mind, brain, body, and the earth, and the sun, and the Brahmand, the millions of universes are spinning around me. My God, what an idea this is. There's no coming and going. And that realization is what the Upanishads are aiming towards. The Mandukya Upanishad, as we're looking at, it talks about these three avasthas in the verse just in the verse number 1. So these avastha traya. Avastha meaning it is for Jivatma, it is an experience. This is me, this is mine, this is this is that. This is the Jivatma experience. Awakening out of that, Garada Pratham 7, Vachanamrut. Beautiful point. Maharaj has given very clear explanation of this. That the life-death cycle, that is for the Jivatma. When the Jivatma awakens out of that, it is called Vitirek Swarup. It's called Anvay Vitirek. Those people taking notes, you can write these words down. It is in Vachanamrut also. You can ask me about it. I can go into more detail. Anvay means the life and death experience. Janam Maran ka anubhav. Kisko hota hai? The Jivatma ko hota hai. That's called the experience of the Janam Maran, taking births upon births, bodies upon bodies, leaving them, taking them, leaving them, taking them, leaving them, taking them. In the 3 lokas, in the Swarga loka, in the Mrityu loka, in the Patal loka, it goes back, 14 lokas, it goes back and forth, back and forth. It's not that the Atman is going back and forth. The Jivatma is experiencing the different lives as if it is going back and forth. It is not going back and forth. Actually, what is happening, that Brahma Tattva, that Paramatma, Parabrahma Tattva is manifesting its own essence in the form of the Jivatma and experiencing the multitude of its own Maya. This is Advaita. It's difficult to explain this. But from where we are, from our standpoint, the awakening, the Jagruti, the realization that I am Brahman immediately snaps us out of the life and death cycle. It's a snapping out. Oh, this is, मैं ये हूँ, ये नहीं हूँ. मैं कौन हूँ? मैं क्या नहीं हूँ और मैं कौन हूँ? ठीक है? This is Advaita. अद्वैत वेदांत का यही पॉइंट है. निजात्मानम ब्रह्म रूपम देहत्रय विलक्षणम. शिक्षापत्री, भगवान स्वामीनारायण के जो शिक्षापत्री, उन्होंने सब पूरा अद्वैत वेदांत in half verse he has put inside there. And then he put the bhakti in the second part of the verse. Bhakti Krishna se sarvada. भगवान श्री कृष्ण की भक्ति अखंड करनी. ठीक है? Meaning what? Meaning that the Atma Tattva is not going anywhere. So then what does it mean? Like, okay, well, how does that have any relevance in our life? Sounds very interesting, sounds very philosophical, sounds very like, some kind of a high-level Tattva Gnyan. What does it mean in my life right now? It means everything. It means everything. It means to live in the Jagrat Avastha. The Avastha is there. It is created by Parabrahma for the Jivatma. It is created by the Parameshwar Tattva in the Atma for the Jivatma because of our causal body, Karana Sharira. It is the discharging of the karmas, the experiences that are there. What is the practicality in this? Practicality is completely there because each action we perform, if we want to be liberated right now, recognize that the Jagrat Avastha is like an illusion. it is not there. It is there, but it's not there. It's not a question of improving one's life. Now I'm speaking at a little higher level here. It's not a question, you know how we say, let's improve our life, let's make our life better, balanced life, and the other programs we talk about, those are all initial steps only. But there's a much further step beyond all of that. And that is कि ये जागृत अवस्था है ही नहीं. जगत नहीं है. It's there, but it's not there. So where's the question of improving anything in life? Where's the question of helping anybody? Where's the question of improving yourself? It's all false. Totally. Now this is dangerous Gyan. इस प्रकार का ज्ञान क्या है? If this is misunderstood, which people have done, that's why I have not mentioned this before. Because इसमें बहुत danger बहुत है अद्वैत वेदांत में. If you say, oh, everything is just not there, then who cares? Usually then person will dive right back into the vasanas only. That's all that will happen. ऐसा point नहीं है इसमें. That's not the point. It is not there. In what sense it is not there, and in what sense it is there. It is not there in terms of the realization of the Brahman. It's like saying to the sun, hey Surya Bhagwan, आप बताइए कि अंधकार क्या है? What is darkness? He said, I don't know what is darkness. It is not there. Surya Narayan ko, if you ask Bhagwan Narayan in the form of Surya, Surya Devata, the sun that we see, and assume for a moment he takes a human some form, and you can talk to the sun in human form. He says, I don't know what you are talking about. What do you mean by darkness? What is that? I don't know what that is. I am luminous light only. You're asking me what is darkness? I don't have any idea. I can never tell you what that is. It doesn't exist. It's like that. This bhautik jagat actually doesn't exist in terms of the Brahman. जहाँ ब्रह्म का जो प्रकाश है, ब्रह्म दिव्य प्रकाश जिसको कहते हैं, जिसको तुर्य अवस्था कहते हैं, उपनिषद talks about that, इसमें ये जगत ही नहीं है. It's not there. This जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति कोई अवस्था नहीं है. Of course, it's a matter of interpretation, an angle of seeing. Srimad, what is that called? रामानुजाचार्य जी कहते नहीं जगत है. शंकराचार्य जी कहते हैं it is mysteriously there, is really not there. They're just talking about the same thing from one level to another level, that's all. But if a yogi is truly awakened, the world disappears. Now, let's back up just for a moment. If the world disappears and then it appears again, then Muktanand Swami has given this. Bhagwan Swaminarayan के बहुत बड़े संत थे, महाराज के. उन्होंने एक पद लिखा है, इतना सुंदर लिखा है, अनुभवी आनंदमा ब्रह्मरसना भोगी रे, जीवन मुक्त जोगिया अंतर अरोगी रे. These are 4 poems are there. They're fantastic. कितना अनुभवी आनंदमा ब्रह्म रसना भोगी रे, जीवन मुक्त जोगिया अंतर arogi re. Let's look at that one line only because we're running out of time here. And we're already out of time. Let's just stay with this one line. This one line has everything in there. Anubhavi ka meaning kya hai? One who has realized मैं ब्रह्म हूँ, मैं दिव्य हूँ. 9 forms of devotion, भगवान की भक्ति, पराकाष्ठ, has reached the highest stages. इसमें भगवान की दया से, कृपा से अनुभव होता है कि मैं आत्मा का अनुभव होता है, परमात्मा का अनुभव होता है, भगवान के जो धाम है उसका अनुभव होता है. अनुभव is not belief. In Gujarati we say मान्यता. It's not मान्यता. It is not belief. It is beyond the structure of belief. It is realization. Anubhavi ananda ma, meaning within. In Gujarati it means within ananda, within anubhav, there is the bhoga, the extraordinary enjoyment of Brahmaras. Brahma ka ras. You know how we have a mango? Some people love these mangoes, right? I was talking about a mango restaurant that opened here in Delaware the other day. Something interesting. Mango. Some people love all varieties of mangoes. India में तो बहुत मिलते हैं in tropical countries, right? इसका रस होता है. Mango, केरी का रस. केरी नो रस in Gujarati we say. Ras rotli, very famous thing that is there, right? In Gujarati. You know, throughout the world, throughout human civilization. Rasa means the taste, the anubhav. We have rasa of the five senses. The one who is an awakened siddha, awakened sadhu, awakened bhakta, jagrut, one who is awakened to the fact that I am the Brahman. That Muktanand Swami ji क्या कहते हैं? अनुभवी आनंदमा ब्रह्म रसना भोगिरे. भोग किस प्रकार का होता है? अखंड ब्रह्म रस. किसको नहीं चाहिए? किसको नहीं चाहिए? Who doesn't want this? Everybody. It is unending, unbroken, continuous, every fraction of a second ananda. इसको कहते हैं ब्रह्म रस. ब्रह्म रसना भोगी. In Gujarati, bhogi. It's a 24 hours swimming in Brahman, like Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Anubhaviya anandama brahma rasana bhogire. Mirabai, Tulsidas ji, the Goswamis in the Vaishnava tradition, Vallabhacharya ji, Nimbarkacharya ji, Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all of them. This is all Premaras, Brahmaras, Premaras, a higher consciousness. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. The list goes on. Jesus, the great Christian mystics and saints. The great gurus in the Sikh tradition. Anybody who is enlightened is in this Brahmaras state, Brahmarasana Bhogi. The bhog, enjoyment of Brahmaras. This one more point. Anubhaviya anandama Brahmarasana bhogire. The next line there is Jivana mukta. One who is liberated in the three avasthas, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Total liberation. They are there, but they are not there. It is a liberated action in the three avastha. Bandhan hi chut gaya hai, totally. Talk about some of that in some other time. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Jivana Mukta Jogiya. Jogiya means one who is a yogi. Yogi means one who is connected, in connection with higher reality, with Paramatma. That is called Jogi. That's a Gujarati word, yogi. They say jogi sometimes. Jivana Mukta Jogiya Antara Arogi Re. The inner world, this is the most important point in this. The inner world is disease-free. What more do we want in life? Anubhaviyanandama brahmarasana bhogire jivana mukta jogiya antar arogire jya juwe tya Ram ji biju na bhase re bhat de ki bhule nahi anubhav ujase re. We'll talk about that another time. But that's the whole point. The second line. Let's do that tomorrow. Kya abhi this is amrut hai. How much we don't have time in life to go through all this. Jitna milega itla karenge. Hari Ananta Hari Katha. Let's stop here for now and we'll continue tomorrow. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarashi Sarvada Om Divilingaya Nama Urdhvalingaya Nama Anandalingaya Nama Dvadas Jyotirlingaya Nama Om Trambakam Mijame Om Trambakam Mijame Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshya Mamridata Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri 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 Radha Krishna Arpanamastu Om Durga Durga Rakshini Tata Swaha Om Hrim Swaha.